What if I told you that you didn't need to spend thousands of hours on the range to hit great shots like that? What if it only took just a couple of adjustments in your setup and one little swing key to get you rifling shots off the tee like that and striping your irons?
Now, would that be something you might be interested in?
Well, today we're looking at one of the best swing keys, and it's something I've used with thousands of students all over the world to help them play the best golf of their life. Okay, so 2 nuke drives on 2 holes. What causes that? What allows you to hit the ball that powerfully? The first thing is this setup adjustment. Getting your right arm, your trail arm, tucked in as much as possible. What I do is I get that forearm facing the sky, just standing up here, and then when I bend forward, I've got the forearm facing away from me. I love this because it automates almost everything in your swing, from the path of your swing to forgetting about swing plane. Don't have to think about that. Don't have to think about where the hands and arms go. Your hands and arms are just an extension of what the shoulders are telling them to do. So if I set up my arm tucked in like this, the shaft automatically gets shallow. So now I don't have to think about dropping the club on the way down. I don't have to think about how do I start the downswing. It's already in the proper position. Tuck the arm in, keep the lead arm straight. There's my structure. Bend down towards the ground. And what I'm going to do is just think about this whole unit moving by the power of the shoulders. So my left shoulder moving under my chin, my right shoulder moving past behind my neck. And when I do that, watch how the club path magically, it feels like magic right there. The hands and arms, look at them ascending, the club ascending all the way to the top. Look at that club right there, shallow. When I start down, move my shoulders again. Staying shallow, continue moving the shoulders, boom into impact. This is one of the single most important things you could ever do with your long clubs, because most golfers run into the mistake of getting this arm untucked. So they start with it out, that gets them up. Look at that, it's out. Watch me put it in again. Whoop! Facing the sky, facing away, out. I bet you can tell the story from here, what's gonna happen next. Woo, steep chop, flip, fall back, grab the towel in your back pocket, wipe off the sweat, just run away. Let's continue to stripe a few more. Talking about that right arm, you gotta be very careful with how you set this. Most golfers will overlook it. They won't think about, they'll say, I got it in, and the elbow is just pointing away from their body. Elbow in means it's pointing at my right hip belt loop. And I'll set up almost every time, you'll see me do this. Actually, it is every time, like this, before I hit the ball, to just preset that swing path, because I'll hit it bad if this thing gets out. That's my weakness. So ensuring that it's in helps me hit crisp with a beautiful baby draw. All right, let's send it. Here we go. Right there, set it. I've got my structure. All right, it's in, keep it in. Oh, that was nuked. I think I was aimed a little right, but that was really squashed. Dang. When you watch that swing, you see how the right arm is in this very submissive position. It's almost like it's rolled over, like a dog playing dead. And that's a great way to visualize this. That arm's gotta be play roll over, all the way to the top. The only reason why this club is on a 45-degree angle is because of my spine tilt. If I was swinging without tilt, it would look like this. If I had a 90-degree tilt to the ground, it would look vertical. Because at setup, I've got this tilt that's naturally relationship towards the ball, that sets up the angle of the club to the top. So you don't have to think about what angle to swing on. All you have to think about is keeping that arm in. That solves your path issue. And the hard part about it is really the feeling. A lot of times it can feel like, especially for somebody with the arm going out, it can feel like you're doing this all the way to top, rolling it as hard as you can. Sometimes it feels like it goes beyond humanly possible. Really what's happening, you're just doing this. My first experiment with it, I used to have high arms up here. Just doing this felt like crazy. So you have to continually crank it, play dead with it over time to get it into that position. And all of a sudden what happens is you're gonna be swinging and it will look like that magical, shallow Ben Hogan position where you can just deliver that club right to the ball from. Cranking that arm in, shallow the shaft, And then we're going to talk on the next hole about how this is the crispy king. This is the thing that is going to deep fry your golf shots. Make that ball just get incinerated on the club face. It's an incredibly addicting feeling. And then, stick with me, I've got some more excellent tips. We got a couple more adjustments left. This is just one adjustment. It has a huge impact, but there's so much more we're going to talk about today. Nice shot. Did it for YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
For the people back home, that was a mashed shot. I hope the camera got that. And I believe your right arm looked really tucked in there.
I believe it was.
Yeah, that is sweet. He's working on the same thing. We're both working on the same thing. Because when you knock out about 1,000 positions, you'll realize, after studying the golf swing for so long, you realize that it all comes down to just a few things, not trying to coordinate millions of things. That's the cool part about eliminating variables in your golf swing. You don't have to go through an entire instruction booklet and memorize angles or charts or even do trigonometry. Now you just gotta set the arm in, get the structure, and then learn how to turn the shoulders. That's the battle. Now I'm saying you just have to. It sounds easy. The thing is, it's really simple. The hard part is the feel. How your body wants to feel that is most likely not going to be the way it should be. Your body's going to tell you you're doing the right things, but you have to stay on top of yourself with that right arm especially, because I can tell you amount of times I thought that arm was tucked in when it was floating out away from me. And it resulted in some disastrous golf shots and some rounds where I was like, what in the world? And then I would go back to my right arm and say, wow, it's not really tucked in. It just feels like it's not really. So I'm constantly cranking that arm every time I play to prevent my swing from getting off track. One of the things I love about tucking the arm in is it feels like you got this railway. It's on this railway track all the way to the top. It's automatic. You don't feel like it's going anywhere else. Be the right grub today. Please go in. Please go in. Oh, take that, Derek. How does it not go in? I misread the green or something. Oh, that was crisp. Yeah, tuck the right arm in. You might just get a hole in one. Ah, it's a pull. Steep. Long way. Okay, you just saw what happened right there. I felt, going back, felt a little disconnect, and then it just happened gradually, a little bit to the top, got away from me. So when I start down, I'm feeling, want a cupping of the wrist, face a little bit open, and I'm feeling the shaft start a little bit steeper and down. So it's this type of action of the ball. Ball goes left. Got to keep that arm in. All right, this one's interesting. First game of Jenga right here. Oh. Oh yeah. All that Jenga skills coming out. All right, little shoot right through there. I could go low, I'm going high because I got this ball on an upslope. So I've got a 6 iron, and this is really gonna add almost like a 7 iron loft, 8 iron loft. Choking down. Gotta hit it high, so stay normal, stay normal. Wow, it came out. Heck yeah. Oh, it went right through the chute. So we've got the trail arm tucked in. That takes care of the path of your swing. The next piece is keep our weight forward on the front side. And you can't do this enough, especially if you're somebody who struggles with contact. So we set the hips more forward, nudging into an imaginary wall. My shoulder, hip, and knee form a straight line. I'm not moving my head forward. I'm keeping my head over the ball, pushing the hips forward. If I keep my lead arm straight. Oh, that was toasty. And that was a good strike. Ball first, divot. It will happen when you keep your lead arm straight, weight staying forward, this structure just intact. Keep the structure. It's gone a long way. It wasn't my best.
Face, but yeah.
Wasn't my best swing.
Wow.
Dang, it's going though. Okay, not my best strike, a little thin. But that trail arm being tucked in, power benefit beyond anything you've ever experienced. In fact, if you have issues with flexibility, one of the first things I recommend to a golfer who has like no mobility is just tuck that arm in as much as you can, because it gives you a lot of, so you're loading and then exploding it to straight. And in that process, what you're gonna see is the club naturally bottoms out at a point head of the ball, so there's a crisp divot. A lot of your contact problems are gonna come from this arm unloading early, but when you keep it tucked in, if you swing your shoulders towards the target instead of down, a lot of chopping, but we swing them towards the target, unloads, once again, same contact point. That's another beautiful strike. He's keeping that arm in too, and it's really solid. Take that, Derek. It's all about eliminating variables here. Arm eliminates path, contact, divot after the ball, weight forward helps with contact, that constant. And then we've got the next piece, which is lead arm straight. It all comes down to your structure. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, we keep the elbows together, this arm in, it's set, weight forward, arm in, lead arm straight, keep the structure. Be good. And that's another crisp strike. It's like we're setting up a machine, and then we just have the shoulders take the machine around the body. It's the key to robot-like precision when hitting golf balls. You know, this is actually the best video to make because I don't practice. If you don't practice a lot like me, you need to rely on simple things like this to keep your swing in good shape, so you can take a vacation, come back, and your swing stays in the same spot. Pros love doing this too, by the way, because why would you subject yourself to tons of variables? That was flush. Dang. Sit or something. Okay, good. That was really long. Pros travel week to week. They're on a plane. They're driving in a car. They're washing their clothes in their car. They're eating little mac and cheese meals. They're on the road, like a band on the road. They don't have time to continuously tinker and maintain their swings. Nobody would want to spend their life hitting thousands of balls just trying to get something to time right. This swing doesn't rely on timing nearly as much. In fact, I call it a zero timing swing because if you set the structure, swing the shoulders around the body, you're looking at a zeroed contact point just like that. The club face is so controlled because we're not doing anything with the hands. It is so much easier on your body too. The pieces naturally work with your body. That was a good swing. And he's striping it today, just doing the same things. We both focus on the same things. You don't have to think about all these other things to do. There's so many added power benefits to the weight forward as well. The weight forward, one, keeps your contact point consistent, so you're hitting the center of the club. And two, it allows me to turn around this front post, which gives me a ton of hip turn, loading up a lot of speed to deliver a ferocious downswing. So let's deliver a ferocious downswing. Same keys, not changing a thing. Doot, 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 tucked, lead arm straight. Good, structure set. Setting the machine, setting the robot up. All right, nudge the weight forward. All right, send it. It just seems to be going really far on a line. Dang. You know, that all brings me to this point. You could spend your whole life trying to figure out the golf swing and putting 1,000 pieces together, or you can just work with a system where if you do X, Y will happen. If I set the left arm straight, the weight forward, my right arm tucked in, I will hit the ball first, take a divot after it. I will load my right arm to store tons of power. I will get hip turn and shoulder turn. I will get all those fancy positions in the golf swing that everybody's trying to hit. Gets it all taken care of. And that's why pros do this. Pros actually do the simple thing. It's about mastering the same fundamentals of contact, controlling your ball flight, and power. If you want a system to play better golf like that, check out my free mini course, Become a Great Ball Striker. It is at go.segudo.golf. There's a link in the comments in the description below. 17 videos, 45 minutes of content to get you ripping the cover off the ball. So look forward to seeing you in there. Now we're gonna hit some more crispy shots. All right, not a bad drive here. My arm hasn't been tucked in as nicely as I wanted today. So it's a really good thing that you're seeing this. I'm fighting a little bit of the arm coming out. I gotta set it in, pointing away from me. And I like to feel that arm pointing away from me all the way to the top. And this visual, probably one of the most powerful ones you're ever gonna get on the backswing and even into the downswing, is if I could maintain this structure. I'm actually holding this club shaft in place with that right arm rotated. That's what you need to feel right there, is as if the forearm's pointing 45 degrees to the sky all the way to the top. And when you start down, it's still pointing the same direction. Look at the club. Perfect path back and through. You're not doing any of this. We're not dropping it down. Those are things that cause contact issues. No, you're allowing the club to go on the proper path to the ball, which allows you to accelerate the shoulders through. When you go down this way, the shoulder stops. When you go over this way, the shoulder stops. The club slows down. We can't afford to have slowdowns. Life's too short to play bad golf. So we get set. I really got to tuck it in. Come on, Tom. Get it in there. Set. I feel that arm facing away. Oh, that was pure. Man, that must have been the best swing of the day. I need you guys to hang out with me when I hit. Oh, just not enough club. That was right on the fringe, taking a gap, which that was, man, it was right on the cusp of greatness. But it was a great strike. All right, coming up in a future episode, we're gonna be talking about something really special. But what we're working on today, it's these 3 really simple keys. Tuck in the arm, got the lead arm straight. We have the shoulders turning now with that unit intact. Keep the weight forward. So it's really create the structure, set the weight, swing the shoulders, and you do it with every club in the bag. Now there's a few setup adjustments you'll make when you get to like a driver, 3-wood, or a long iron. But in general, the swing can be simplified down to these concepts and annihilate a ton of thinking. 10,000 swing thoughts gone, replaced with 1. Hopefully your swing thought is just set it and swing. And you can have a ton more fun playing the best golf of your life. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in a future episode.